What's going on, you guys? Ryan from WodFix here, and welcome back to another episode of Start to Finish. It's been a little while since the last one, but we've got a lot of interesting fix-ups and swaps that we are going to be doing on this episode. We're going to start things off probably with the one that's going to take the longest, and it is a fix-up on this Neville Elite. I think it's 42, obviously his first Elite in the purple, though I'm not exactly sure what exact series it is. I could be wrong on that one. So what we're going to be doing with these three Neville figures is swapping these extra all-black kick pads onto the first Elite, as pictured right here, obviously. Then we're going to be putting the updated Elite head that I have on my blue custom also onto this figure, and then we're going to be swapping the basic knee pads, which are obviously open in the back, onto the Elite as well, just because I prefer the smaller knee pads. And obviously you can see that Neville has some things around his hands, and this is just a tip for people because I know that the most recent Neville Elite that came out didn't come with the armbands, and a lot of people were bothered by that. So I'm not sure if anybody has done this trick before, but if you use these armbands that came with the Boogeyman figure, you can see they just fit right on there perfectly, and it works really well for Neville's armbands. So I think it's going to work very well, obviously, for an updated Neville now that he's out of WWE, so that should be very, very nice. We then have another fix-up on some newer figures that I got that I was going to film an unboxing of, but I wasn't feeling too well. Obviously, this is the brand new AJ Styles Elite, and we have the top talents right next to it, and I'm going to be swapping the updated head with the longer hair onto the top talents figure. We've also got Kevin Owens over here, and this one I have on the left here in the red is pretty chipped up and pretty damaged, but to be honest, I'm a bigger fan of the Kevin Owens show design rather than the Fight Anyone design. I mean, I still think this one is nice and it's obviously different, but this personally, as I have a t-shirt of it in real life, is my favorite Owens design. So we're going to be swapping the TrueFX head scan as well as the new arms with the interchangeable hands onto this Elite. Again, I'm not exactly sure what series it is. We then have what I believe is the GameStop exclusive Samoa Joe as well as his most recent Elite with the TrueFX head and the elbow pad painted on, obviously on the left side, and the interchangeable hands. We're going to be swapping the head and the arms onto the yellow shorts of Joe. I just personally prefer the yellow over the red. Just kind of bored of the red, honestly. Then lastly, probably the most boring one is just a head swap between these two Sami Zayn Elites. Again, another TrueFX head swap between this Sami Zayn, which I know a lot of people don't like this head scan, and there are a lot of people that do. I don't think it's the best Zayn head scan, but I think I prefer it over this one, honestly. And I'm really interested to see what it looks like on this Elite body. I just prefer this attire over this one. The knee pads on this one just really throw it off for me, and I'm not a fan of it. So I think this head swap is going to look pretty good. I obviously have the shirt on there too, so there we go. I'm definitely most excited to do the Neville fix-up. I think it's probably going to turn out the best, though. I think this AJ swap as well, as you can see right here, is going to be really nice too. So I'll stop talking and we'll get to swapping. The first swap we're going to be doing is Sami Zayn. Obviously, this is probably the easiest one because it's just a head swap. You know, with Owens, we have the head and arm swap. Joe, obviously, too. And Neville's going to be pretty hard to do just because there's a ton. And then AJ, we're going to save for last because I'm going to use hot water to swap his heads. So let's go ahead and start by heating up these Zayn head scans. Alright, here's the first head that we're going to be popping off. This neck peg seems kind of long, so I hope that this head doesn't sit high. Though we'll see. Ooh, this one's molded differently. Okay, we're going to have to heat this up some more. The way this one is molded, and I'll show the comparison, obviously, when I take it off right here. The reason why it takes longer is you can see on the inside that this one is more hollowed out. There's more space between, obviously, the hole where you swap it out between this one, as you can see, if that makes sense. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to be swapping this head, obviously, onto the other body, which I hope it doesn't sit high, and it doesn't. Let's go ahead and take the shirt off as well, just so that we can show exactly what it looks like here. And I actually like this head on this body. I think it works pretty well. Again, it's not a terrible head scan, honestly. I understand some people's are painted weird, but I honestly think it's just not that bad. And obviously, we're going to swap the other head scan onto the newer Elite, like so. So if you want to see what that looks like, because I know some people prefer this head scan, this looks good too. So there you go. We're going to move on to KO now, obviously. Again, just an arm swap and a head swap, and I think we're going to start first with the heads. Here's the first Owens head. Ooh, it looks like it almost teared kind of by the ear. That happens sometimes. That's unfortunate. I mean, I don't really care about that head scan as much as I do this one. Yeah, this one too. What the hell? Yeah, I'm not sure why this happened. Maybe it's the way that I pulled it off, but both of them literally tore at the same spot, which is really, really weird that they both did it, though it's different head scans. I'm not quite sure. There we go, though. Here's this head on this Elite. Now we're going to heat up the arms. Also, let me throw on the older head onto the newer Elite, which might bother some people, but, you know, again, I prefer the red attire. So now we're going to go ahead and heat up the arms. They're already kind of warm, but obviously from heating up the head, but we're just going to play it safe and start with the right arms. Again, the ones I have on here are in pretty bad condition, honestly, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to put them on the newer Elite. I might just find some different ones. Aha, and the pegs are different, though. It doesn't really matter because the newer one that we're swapping on, it should just fit right on there. You can see the peg difference. This one's longer, so we might have to trim those before we swap on the older arms, but these should just fit on there like so. Now we're going to start with the left arm as well that we have to heat up. Left arm now coming off like so. There we go. All right, they're both off. Let's go ahead and put the newer one onto this body, and it should fit on. There we go. This one is done as well, and I love this head scan so much. I think this is the best Kevin Owens head scan that has come out, and on this body, it looks really, really good. Again, it's just my preference of this attire, this shirt, these shorts look nice, but if you like to fight anyone, I still recommend getting that newer Elite. If they come out with a basic with these parts, I might buy it as well, but we'll see. So there we go. Owens is done. We're going to move on now to Joe, and Joe might actually be the last one we use with the hair dryer. I might want to use hot water with Neville just to be safe, but let's go ahead and heat up Joe's heads now. That was easy. Here we go with the True Effects head on the yellow shorts. Not sure if I'm the first person to do this. I doubt that I am, but now we're going to go ahead and heat up the arms. And yes, while the right arms are the same, I want to have both arms with the interchangeable hands, so we're just going to heat them up anyways, though they're basically the same minus the interchangeable hands, obviously. There's the first, and here is the second. And obviously we're going to put the elbow pad with the white wrist, or the white elbow pad, I should say, that's painted onto the yellow, if it'll fit. Now we're going to heat up the right arm. Try to take this one off first, put that to the side, and then this one, if it'll come out. There we go. And we are done with Joe. So let's go ahead and take a look. Again, at the end, we'll look at all of them once again. But this looks really, really good. This yellow attire is just so much nicer to me than the red. Just because you even have that extra design of the line, which obviously isn't seen on the red attire. It really just looks very, very good. This pairing of the head and arms on here is amazing. Very glad that we did that. I'm going to put Joe's older parts on the newer Elite in a little bit. Just not in a rush to do it because I'm probably not going to use that. But now we're going to go ahead and get some hot water and use it for Neville and AJ. Alright, we've got our water heat up again. I just put a bowl of warm water into the microwave for like 3 minutes or so. And we're going to dunk AJ's in. Keep them under for a minute or two and let them heat up, and then obviously we'll swap it. The reason why I put the AJs in here and instead of the hair dryer is just because the way the AJ heads are molded with the long hair, it's just easier to get the water inside of the hair. You can see like there's a space and it'll probably reach the center of the head faster, so I prefer using water when it comes to guys like AJ, Rollins, and Reigns. Alright, we're going to go ahead and see if the Top Talents one is ready. Wipe the hot water off so I don't burn myself here. And let's go ahead and pull it out like so. So there we go. We are probably going to put that back in because we're obviously going to be putting it on this AJ. Oh man, this head scan is rough. What the hell? Okay, we're definitely going to leave that in longer. I could tell there was just no give on that one. My God. Alright, we've got some piping hot water in now. I heated it up once more. We're going to toss this AJ in and really hope that it stays. We're going to throw in the Elite 56 head that I swapped onto the top talents as well. And let's hope this works, because this AJ head is really being a big pain. Okay, it's been in here for about 2 minutes, and if this isn't good, then honestly I give up. And it's good, thank God. Okay, so the key to this head scan is definitely heat it up for an excessive amount of time, nearly 3 times the amount that you would a regular head. There we go. It went in and it looks very, very good on the top talents, which is also an awesome attire. Absolutely love the top talents attire. A little bit more than this one. I mean, this one is still very nice, but man, there's something about this colorway with the gray instead of the black as the tights that just stands out for me. So this is very awesome. We're going to go ahead and pull the Elite 56 head. Obviously, I originally did the swap onto the top talents. We're going to cool it down a little bit. Swap it onto this one, obviously. This one will look good, too. I think this is the second best AJ head behind this brand new one with the longer hair. Yeah, this looks great, too. I mean, that's the good thing about this fix-up is that they both look very, very good. There's no real trade-off. They're both great head scans. Obviously, this one, I think, just has a better resemblance to AJ, and obviously is more accurate with the longer hair. So, there we go. That's really awesome. And now we wait for Neville. I don't know if I'm going to have to heat up the hot water once more, but we'll see. Alright, I've got all the Neville parts assembled here. First thing we're going to do is the head swap, I imagine. So we're just going to dunk this in. And then also the custom as well. Going to make sure to not get any of the painted parts wet, because I don't want any chipping or anything, especially because it's really hot water. So it's probably more likely. And yeah, after this, we'll probably just do the knee swap, I guess. I mean, we're going to swap these lower knees onto it, and then also the kick pad swap, or I guess we're going to take these kick pads off and put on the smaller knee pads. So it'll all work out. Let's go ahead and let these heat up. Alright, we've been in here for about 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's see if they're done. They should be. There's the first. This one's going to heat up a little more as well. Okay, let's check if this one is done. I believe it is, but the peg might come out because this is torso swapped. This is rough, but it's out. Okay, thank God. That was close. Let's go ahead and put the updated Neville head scan. Easily the best Neville head with the long beard on this. Already looking very, very nice, which is awesome. I'm going to put this to the side. Now we've got to do the knees, so we're going to move this like so. And dunk the knees in. I think like that is probably the best way. And then we're also going to do the same with these. We're just going to sit him down if we can. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it. And let's let them sit and we'll see. Alright, this basic that I don't really care about, we're going to start off with this one. It's probably going to be easier to swap the kick pads off with basics. Knee swapping can be annoying, but as you can see, the boots, they just come right off like so. We're going to leave these on so I know which side they go on. Now we're going to take off the purple kick pads that obviously came with this figure. So essentially for this part, you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver and some pliers. And so obviously we're going to bend the knee like so, and then stick the flathead underneath the knee, if you guys can see, and then just pop it out. It comes out very, very easily if it's warm enough. Again, same thing for the other side. Pop the screwdriver underneath and then pull, and the peg should come out just like that. I hope it was in focus, but there we go. So now we're going to take off these knee pads as well. Take out these little peg thingies, you know, that holds the knees together. And we're going to take this basic and swap the knee pads on. There's the first one. And then here is the second one. And the final part of this has to do with the black kick pad. So as you can see, what I've done is, let me put this back on here, is I already have, and I've showed you guys this trick before. As you can see, I have the peg in kind of halfway almost. I'll actually pull it out a little bit more, as you can see, so that we can just slide it right into place on the lower knee. If it will go, it's kind of hard to do. Let me put this down, it'll be easier. Like this. If it goes in, so as you can see now it's slid into place. It's all aligned up so that what you can just do is push in a little bit and then take your pliers, and I've showed this trick before, and then obviously just squeeze so that obviously it all sticks together and you can pull it down, and voila, there's that first one. Now we're going to take the other part again, just line it up like so, push it together, then push it in a little bit just so that there's a little bit of pressure. Take your pliers, and then if it'll line up, you just squeeze, and voila, Neville is done, and we can take a look at this all together. This looks really, really awesome. This head scan just is so good for Neville. I absolutely love it. Now that I think about it, honestly, I really do like it a lot. But do you guys think it would look better with purple knee pads? I kind of think it would. I mean, there's a little bit of silver over here, but the silver looked better, honestly, with the purple kick pads. I'm not quite sure if I should leave it on or swap on some purple ones. But either way, I mean, it does look really, really great. Obviously, it matches Neville's current look with the armbands as well as the all-black kick pads. It's really awesome. Let's go ahead and take everything that we've done today, take a look at it as a whole. We have Neville there, which is honestly probably the best looking. We've got Owens, AJ right over here. We'll stand him up next to all of them as well. Samoa Joe, he's going to get right over here. And again, the other AJ. And then Sami Zayn is just about the last one right here. But he's not going to fit into frame. So thank you guys for watching this episode of Start to Finish. If there's any one of these that I recommend you do, if you have the parts, Neville probably first and then AJ. Those are probably my two favorites. Joe as well is very nice. Owens and Zayn is probably last just because, you know, obviously not a whole lot of people like this head scan, but I'm in love with this Neville. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, stay tuned to the next one.